and journal. It is Monday, July 14th. We have a no trade day for the AM session. And let's get straight into it. So looking on daily time frame, or actually let me go to the weekly. On that weekly time frame, I see we basically just put in a big old doji from last week. Indecision, market all-time highs, don't know what to do. So on the daily, I was neutral, biased. So then we come down the 4 hour, and I see that we have a larger time frame SMT at these lows, and we also have this 1 hour wick holding price up. So then I come on to the 15-minute immediately and identify that this would be my sell side. I wouldn't want to see this be our sell side because that is a SMT low. So this would be a protected low. Take this low and then potentially move higher into these highs. So then now we can kind of go into lower time frames. On the 1 minute, we pushed up in the morning, dipped down, and then we throw in another sell side and another SMT on a smaller time frame with, that's the same chart. Oh crap. Okay, well here we go. Here's our larger time frame SMT. We throw in an SMT on the smaller time frame at this low. We take out pre-market lows, and then we don't take them out on ES, and we start to move higher. Immediately, I'm looking for entries right here. We see that we have 3 1 minute fair value gaps, so there was no entry in there. However, if you go to 2 minute, we did have a 2 fair value gap setup. However, we did not get any breakup structure or change in the state or anything, so I decided to sit on my hands. So we respected this fair value gap and then pushed up to our buy side. So up to our buy side, with a minor SMT here, also maybe like a tiny entry here on the 1 minute to the high, but that's not even really worth the risk, or RR if you're thinking about it, because then you got that fair value gap respect, and that would be your entry, that would be your stop, and then you would just target like this or this buy side. So it would tag it immediately and then get break even or stop you out. And then we return back lower. This is a high resistance day, as you can tell. We return back lower, and then we tap into this 1 minute order block. We also had a little SMT right here with ES, I believe, right? Why does it look so strange on this? Well, we don't have an SMT, I guess. Interesting. All right, so we didn't even get. I thought we had an SMT on here. I swear, I could have sworn I seen it somewhere. Yeah, we did. So like on the, I don't know why we didn't get on that, but we did get it on the micro E-mini. We did sweep that low, which is kind of strange how we didn't on the micro. Or what is this? That's the September contract. Yeah, so we didn't even sweep that low on the September contract. So to be honest, I would not even count this as an SMT. I want to use the same E-mini, September. No SMT at that low. That surprises me now. But that kind of even validates more that this up move I didn't want to be part of. So we come back down, all the way back down into 1 minute fair value gap. Not 1 minute, 1 minute order block. Tap into some order blocks right here. 5 minute order block. And then we decided to start move higher. Going into the London close macro, I see how we leave this fair value gap open right here, and then we hold above 0.25, and I'm still looking for this buy side, and then this would have been a good entry. I just missed it. What kind of told me to kind of stay out of it was the lack of a liquidity sweep. This was like a continuation model of the 2 fair value gap strategy, and I didn't want to get caught chasing at 11 o'clock towards this buy side, especially with leaving all these fair value gaps down here on the 5 minute, the 3 minute. So yeah, that was no trade in the morning. I'm gonna trade in the PM, but yeah, no, this would have been ideal, the ideal trade. Long after that, close, stop loss below the low, and then target that buy side. Just target it. It just hit it by like 0.25 or 0.5 points. It would have been a good trade, but like I said, I don't want to get caught chasing, and that's what I'm trying to improve this week. Don't want to get caught chasing. Don't want to get FOMO'd. Price action wise, it makes sense to do it, but just because we're high resistance all morning, I'm not gonna risk that at 11 a.m. long into that buy side that we barely take by a point. And yeah, even what's it called? ES was lagging behind. We didn't even get an SMT or anything, so I was like, all right, I'm just not gonna decide to be in it. We did have a little SMT here, but then price is just very high resistance going into the morning. We're reacting on first presented, so I'm gonna trade the PM just because we were so high resistance. Just gonna see what we do if we want these highs up here. But yeah, no, it was pretty easy to identify sell side this morning. Just an entry was a little more difficult. But yeah, no, I'm not mad. High resistance day. No trade in the morning. Didn't want to FOMO in on this last one. I mean, the setup was there. I would have loved the liquidity sweep, and that's what kind of gave me the conviction to not take it. Instead of like targeting that liquidity, that would have been the trade, obviously. But I just didn't want to take that. And yeah, so I guess you could say we adapted to the bias well. Identified our sell side very well. I don't want to see anything lower than this. And yeah, once we took this buy side, I was like, I may or may not get an entry. 1021, push down a 1 minute order block, and then we just slow grind higher. But that 2 for value gap did present itself right towards the end. It is also in the macro, but like I said, I would love to see some liquidity get taken before. And I feel like during high resistance days, this model really doesn't like reward. You kind of have to be sitting on your hands and be patient in these conditions in order to kind of use this. Market, like the way I was feeling market, we get a little, maybe a slow little reversal here. I was thinking, we grind higher after this, after we get a nice close. Definitely thinking we get some sort of buy side move higher, but I thought it was going to be much more clean. Maybe like a 3 minute or a 2 minute type of trade. On the 5 minute, I was ready for this 2 for value gap. We had 1, 2, and then price wanted to come all the way lower, so that told me that we're going to be a little more high resistance. Came into our order block instead, and then started to move higher very slowly. So yeah, not mad about today. I'm going to trade the PM session. I'll at least take a look and see. And yeah, that's probably going to be it for today, most likely. Tomorrow we have CPI, so I don't know if the PM session is going to really do anything. But we will see if anything presents itself. Remember, staying out of trades if we're, like if you're missing out, FOMO, no chasing and waiting for that exact setup, If it happened down here, I would have been, all right, it's A-okay, let's run it. On the 2 minute, if we had a break of structure, I would have took it, respecting this for value gap, but we didn't. So, I couldn't take it. And we didn't even get the change in the state until we broke above here. On a larger time frame, even on the 1 minute, our change in state way up here. So yeah, that was when I was like, all right, we're definitely going to be going up higher. It's just a matter of when. I decided to lag behind a little bit. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna trade a PM. I'll let y'all know how it goes, and we might do a back testing session in the PM if the market's not looking like I want to trade anything. So y'all stay safe. I will see you later.